national champion.
The band introduces these men. I'll give you a bit of a rundown of the lineup as well. Adam Keedon from Canada is our first athlete. He was the last man into this final, but he's made it. He's here in his first global final. Mikhail Andasakis of Greece, the first of 2 Greek athletes here in the top 12. 6-time national champion.
Next, twice the South
Gabriel
American
Kerr of
silver
Chile is up next up to be introduced. His first trip into a global final through 75 metres, 10 centimetres yesterday. Daniel Hart was 8th in Eugene last time round. He's certainly capable of a little bit more. One of the few men to have thrown over 80 metres with a personal best mark.
Twice the NACAC under-23 champion for
Diego Del Real, the national record holder for Mexico, with 78.68. Next up, quite wisely, keeping his ice vest on. It's hot down there. Ivan Henriksson. He picked up a bronze last year in Eugene, but he needed all 3 throws to qualify here for this final and didn't hit the automatic qualifying mark. Mikhail Kokkan, though, we just saw a replay of his qualifying effort. Took his hammer all the way out to the second best mark of the day yesterday. But this man qualified number 1, added that 2 metres to the national record. He came in perhaps hoping he could sneak onto the podium, but how did Ethan Katzberg sleep last night knowing he could have a chance at gold here today? He's going to face up against this man, the 5-time world champion Pavel Fidek. His form has been slightly questionable this season, very slow start to his campaign, but he's building momentum as the season develops. Rudy Winkler is next to be introduced. He's been bumped down to 3rd in the world list by Ethan Katzberg's efforts yesterday. He'll be looking to improve on his 6th place in Eugene last year. Wojciech Nowicki up next, the reigning Olympic champion, the reigning European champion, but he needs this world title to complete the set and have the perfect CV. And the final athlete to be introduced, 3rd in qualification, 3rd in Doha in 2019, 5th last year, and one of the few genuine medal hopes here for Hungary, and that is why we've got the roar of the crowd. They're going to be behind Bence Hallers with every effort this evening here in Budapest. They're looking to break the European dominance, European athletes in the top 5 positions last time out. So here is Pavel Fidek. And if you've got a spare screen, if you've got a spare implement with you as you watch along with this stream, do have a Google for that rap song from Pavel Fidek. It was with Ivan and Pedja, a special track they recorded for the Kamila Skilmovska Memorial. Skilmovska said Ivan and Pedro were her favourite artists, so in honour of that, Fidek produced a rap record to accompany the Silesia Diamond League, and it's really quite good. I don't know any of the lyrics, I don't speak enough Polish. Okay, Fidek like that. First round effort, yes! Oh, wow. I've been wondering which Pavel Fidek are we going to get this week. I was incredibly encouraged yesterday with his automatic qualification in just 1 throw, but Pavel Fidek, he never looks like he enjoys the qualification rounds early in the morning. Always looks a little bit like he'd rather still be in bed, but look at that, what a way to start the competition. That gold bib there indicating he is the defending champion. And his very first effort has been measured at exactly 80 metres. That is a season's best for Pavel Fidek. Right, Gabriel Kerr, what an act to follow. Fidek going all the way out to 80 metres. Kerr of Chile, season's best of 77.06. It's a good effort from the Chilean. Just over halfway between 70 and 80, I would say. With a decent start. It's perhaps a bit off balance as he released the hammer there. Seems momentum pulling his torso, pulling his centre of gravity over outside of the circle there. A little bit more to come for Kerr, but 75.99, absolutely brilliant start. First of the Canadians up next. Adam Keenan gave that absolutely everything. It was again round about halfway in between the 70 and 80 metre mark. Adam Keenan walking away pretty satisfied with that opening effort. 75.99. Adam Keenan has been measured at 74 metres 49. So top three at the moment. 3 athletes gone, and they've stayed in their throwing order on the leading board. A load of funding directed at the male and female hammer throwers. The hope of dominating the global podiums in the next few years. They're halfway there with the women already. Brooke Anderson, Janik Savanovoid were on their respective podium last year on the women's side. Oh, Winkler and Daniel Hart have definitely got the potential. Winkler just giving it a little bit too much here perhaps in the first round. Trying harder doesn't always give you a longer distance, and Winkler, unfortunately, his technique just falling apart there, I think, under the effort. Adrenaline is very hard to control. The cheering started in the crowd, and that's because Spencer Hallers has entered the circle. Bronze back in 2019 in Doha. He was 5th in Eugene and then moved on to come 3rd at the European Championships in Munich. Hammer on the men's side, still very much a European man's game, so that 3rd in Munich is very good, and that is a fantastic throw from Bence Hallers. Wow, wow, wow. It was a new personal best to take that bronze in Munich last year, 80.92. But what a way to take the pressure off yourself. I think Bence Hallers has gone further than Pavel Fidek there with his opening effort. Sometimes these field competitions take a bit of time for the tension to build, for the momentum to arrive. Hallers, was very, very close to fouling that. It was given the white flag by the officials in the arena, and Hallers knew it was good. Felt fantastic to him. Season's best for Bence Hallers. 80 metres 82, 10 centimetres below his lifetime best, and a lead in round 1 of the men's hammer final by some 82 metres. That is a big, big time throw from Bence Hallers. Okay, Wojciech Nowicki, your move. There's been no easing into this competition at all. 2 men over 80 metres already, and the Olympic champion muster here with his first round effort. Nowicki very, very consistent. Oh, he's roaring it down the field. It's close to 80 metres, but it's not going to beat Fidek and Hallers quite yet, not here in round 1. Wojciech Nowicki, another athlete that typically builds his momentum through the competition. Usually takes a few throws to find his groove. That is okay. Wonderful atmosphere here. It's the evening session in day 2 of the 19th edition of the World Athletics Championships, and sometimes you ease your way into these championships, the crowd isn't as big, the performances aren't as good. That's certainly not been the case here this year, and it's definitely not the case in this men's hammer competition. 79.14, good start for Nowicki. He'll know he needs to find more, but at least he's got his campaign off to a good start. Daniel Hart releasing his javelin, his hammer, falling around about 78.5 perhaps, maybe not that far. In the upper half of that sector between 70 and 80 metres. Mentioned that an 8th place finish for Daniel Hart last year. They had 3 Americans in the final. Winkler, Hart and Alex Young. The 2 on show here today. Daniel Hart and Rudy Winkler, but they've both been keen to finish much higher than 6th and 8th that they achieved last year. 76 metres 7 centimetres for Hart for his opening round effort. Mikhail Andasakis up next for Greece. Bit of a tentative effort perhaps from Andasakis. It's a good throw though. Greek athlete made a bit of a meal out of it yesterday in qualification. It was a foul in the first round, 73.43 in the second. Finally 75.76 in the closing stages to put himself up in this top 12. Already looks like it could be better from Andasakis. just looked a tiny bit controlled there for me, for the Greek athlete, maybe a bit of a nerve settler. 74.62, so not quite the 75 he threw yesterday. He's got a mark on the board, and he sits in 6th place at the moment. Ivan Henriksson next up to throw. Brilliant silver behind Wojciech Nowicki in Tokyo, and the bronze behind both of the Polish athletes last time round in Eugene, but Ivan Henriksson is a bit out of sorts this season. Hasn't looked as relaxed, as comfortable, as fluent as he did during the 2022 season. Another athlete that had to work hard yesterday for qualification. His best throw of 75.37 coming all the way in the 3rd round. Henriksson not looking too amused here with his first round effort. 75.85 for Henriksson, so that's better than he threw yesterday. We can keep that trajectory going as we move through the competition. Henriksson could be happy. He's in 6th place at the moment. Remember, just the top 8 get to go through to the final 3 rounds. Michaela Kokan up next. I mentioned just Michaela Kokan and Ethan Katzberg, I think. Apologies, Rudy Winkler was the other athlete, the only other athlete to have beaten Wojciech Nowicki this season. Michaela Kokan managed that just down the road in Sekesverheva, about 60 kilometres west of where we are here. It was at the Gulai Istvan Memorial on the 18th of July. It's the same venue where Michaela Kokan threw his personal best. So Hungary has been kind to Michaela Kokan. It was pretty good yesterday as well. And I think, unfortunately, that hammer has gone straight into the cage for Kokan. A bit out of sorts there with his opening effort. It did take him a couple of throws to find his groove yesterday as well. 76.59 in the opening round and then 78 in the second. That's just releasing the hammer a tiny bit late there, Michaela Kokan. Going to have to lower the netting here. We'll have a slight delay as they retrieve Michaela Kokan's hammer. We know exactly where he wants to position his start point on the far side of the circles. We'll have done this thousands and thousands of times. A few preliminary springs. And take that hammer round and round and round to the perfect point of release, hopefully. It's just over 70-metre mark for Diego Del Real there. Massaging his shoulder, his elbow there. Dealing with a little bit of fatigue. That qualification was only yesterday. .72 metres, 39 for Del Real in his first round throw. Ethan Katzberg steps in to his circle, 7 feet in diameter. These men are very, very tall. It's not a massive circle for them, and they use every inch of it to build momentum. Ethan Katzberg just 1 throw yesterday, a new national record. What can he do here in his opening effort? Oh, it's going to be another throw over 80 metres, joining Ben Tallis and Pavel Fidek in bettering that mark in the very opening round. It's not as far as he threw yesterday. Katzberg, surely he's feeling the pressure, and yesterday that was just a qualification opportunity. Absolutely no pressure on his shoulders. Today it's a different ball game for Ethan Katzberg, and that's a very good start. 18 metres 18, puts himself in the silver medal position. Ivan Henriksson next up in the circle. I haven't seen him put that ice vest on in between throws yet, perhaps just using that for warm-up. Henriksson from Norway. This will be hotter conditions perhaps than he's used to training in and living in. 33 degrees the last temperature check we had just before the competition got underway. Henriksson 75.85 his opening round effort. And for me, there's just a tiny bit of a lack of total finishing off that throw. It's good at the start, it's almost controlled through the circle, and there's not quite the punch at the end. expect from Henriksen, an Olympic and World Championship medalist, being on that podium for the last 2 years. Such fine margins at this level. Any disruptions in training, any missed time, and it will show in your technique. And Henriksen, frustration here. Ooh! Just writing that mark off before I should. 77.06, 6th place for the reigning bronze medalist. It's good. Season's best is very encouraging at this stage. Rudi Winkler, real pressure on this American shoulders here. 6th place last year in Eugene, 2 fouls though. The second one was a smaller foul than the first. Rudi Winkler perhaps just ruining the opportunity to have done maybe a safety throw in the second round. Just play it safe, try and get past that mark of Andrusakis.
Oh, come on!
Gabriel Kerr. Winkler like that, he's clapped it down the field. It's in the high 70s. Gabriel Kerr, the athlete, apologies, is in that 8th place at the moment. Andrusakis has been pushed down to 9th. Kerr, 75.99. That's what Winkler needs. I think that could be enough. And unfortunately for Gabriel Kerr, he's already thrown here in the 3rd round. That will push him down and out of the top 8. What a relief for Rudi Winkler. .76.04 under a lot of pressure. Puts him in 8th place. Still got Andrusakis and Del Real to throw. Only 2 athletes left that could unseat Winkler in that perilous 8th position. Bence Halas, a tremendous opening effort, and somehow looked even more nervous as he sat down on the bench and waited for his second effort. Clumsy foul into the netting. A 12-centimetre advantage at the moment. Bence Halas gets a valid effort in. Is it going to be over 80 metres again? It is! That is big from Bence Halas. Oh, he's trying to keep his cool here. There has got to be so much emotion boiling up in Halas. 80 metres 82 with his first effort. Have a look at the slow-mo replay. Lovely. Oh, very, very close to the toe board there. If we were using the vertical plane we have in the horizontal jumps, I wonder if there'd be a toe out of line for Halas. But a personal best. He's extended his lead out to 81 metres and 2 centimetres, surpassing the mark that put him on the podium with the silver medal in the European Championships last year. Behind Wojciech Nowicki, he was 18.92 last year, 81.02. And he's been keeping those emotions in, but he's seen that and he is absolutely delighted. It was a bronze in Doha, a 5th in Eugene. Now, Bence Halas, his effort in round 3 was measured over 81 metres, has now been replaced with a cross with a foul throw. The throw was reassessed by the officials. Perhaps there was an infringement, perhaps he was slightly over the board. Andrusakis, last chance to put himself in the top 8. 76 metres 4 centimetres the target for the Greek man. He's thrown 76.42 this season in Alexandria in Greece in May. And recapture some of that form here. Andrusakis by himself another 3 efforts. That's good off Andrusakis, he likes that. Is it going to be good enough? It's well into the 70s. Is it good enough to beat 76 and 4 centimetres from Rudi Winkler, though? I'm not sure it's going to be ever so close. Winkler has not got a chance to respond. He's already thrown here in the 3rd round. Andrusakis, he liked it, he cheered it on. An improvement, of course, on the 74 throw from the 1st round. 75 metres 49. It isn't enough, Andrusakis. Finished down in 10th place. Diego Del Real, the last athlete that can reshuffle this top 8. His target, 76 metres, 4 centimetres, Rudy Winkler of the United States. 78 metres, 5 centimetres in Tucson, Arizona in May. Del Real trying to reproduce that form here. Looks good. It's only afterwards we see the grimace from the Mexican in every one of these rounds. Could be something up with that elbow. That's the end of the road for Del Real. He won't make it into the top 8, so just 3 throws for the Mexican here in the Harry final. .36 has also exceeded his season's best, so Daniel Haar's having a good day. He'd love to have a brilliant day though. Oh, he's not even looking at it. He's saying go, go, go. That's pretty close to the 80-metre mark here for Daniel Haar. It's going to extend his current best to 77.38. Not going to trouble his personal best that set at the US Championships last year. 80 metres 18. Michaela Cochran, the athlete, in 5th place at the moment, 79.34. Not sure Daniel Haar was that close to the 80-metre mark. So he might stay in 6th place, but it does give him a season's best. So it is in excess of 77 metres again. 78.64 for Daniel Haar. I wonder if Wojciech Nowicki, or how quickly Wojciech Nowicki was aware that Bence Haller's 3rd round throw of 81 metres was disallowed. The margin between the athletes in silver and gold at the moment back down to 12 centimetres, and that's pretty nice. That's okay. Wojciech Nowicki, I'm sure, wouldn't have been too intimidated by the 81-metre throw anyway. He's done 81.92 this season. Still some 74 centimetres further than anyone else, despite Ethan Katzberg's efforts last night. That's over 80 metres again for Wojciech Nowicki. I don't think that looks as big as Bence Haller's effort of 80.82. Certainly not the same as the 81-metre throw that's been disallowed. I don't think that's enough of Nowicki. We'll have to wait and see if the officials measure it. Mighty close though. He's only trying to find another 12 centimetres at this stage. Whoa, 1 centimetre. Wojciech Nowicki moves into the gold medal position. Hallas, oh, the roller coaster this Hungarian has been on here, to hold his nerve through the season, to know that this was the opportunity he was going for. This is his effort in the 3rd round. It was measured at 81 metres, just over 81 metres, but you can see the toe there on the left foot did just drag over the front of the circle. We caught that to the naked eye in round 3, perhaps deciding it wasn't such a big deal, they were going to allow it. But Hallas goes from having a 32 centimetre lead to a 1 centimetre deficit. That looks around about the same. Another throw in excess of 80 metres. I think that's going to be in the 870s, in the 880s. Hallas managing to keep his composure. Physical effort in athletics is so obvious. You can wear that on your heart and sleeve, but the emotional roller coaster that Hallas has been on so far here this evening in front of a home crowd is quite something as well. And to bottle that all up, save the outpouring for when you're in the circle, staying calm on the bench alongside your competitors, and then walking into the circle with composure and the ability to unleash something. Hallas, 80 metres 59, very, very good, but not the 1 centimetre he needed to get ahead of the Olympic champion Nowicki. He hasn't looked delighted with his performances here. 79.34, his best in the 3rd round. 7th place last year in Eugene. He has been higher at 4th in Tokyo. Cochran quite justifiably spent the winter dreaming of a podium finish here in Budapest. That's not going to do his chances any harm at all. Pavel Fidek on 80 metres exactly. That looks like it's just underneath 80 metres for Cochran. It's going to be an improvement perhaps on his 79.34, but he just needs more. Could be a season's best for Kokkan. Surpassing the mark he set in Sakesverheva in July. Gulai Istvan meeting, World Athletics Continental Tour gold level meeting, was every bit as good as a Diamond League. Fantastic talent on show there. It is a season's best for Kokkan. 79.59. He jogs over in between the 10,000 metre runners that are whizzing round around the track to have a chat to his coaching team. He's not happy. Okay, Ethan Katzberg, bronze medal at the moment. Be a fantastic stepping stone in his career. And that's out over 80 metres. That is a lot over 80 metres. Has Ethan Katzberg delivered another 81 metre throw here just when it counts. He's chasing the mark of Wojciech Nowicki, and that now at 80.83. I think that could be enough. Ethan Katzberg has managed to stay pretty cool, pretty calm. And there's a smile from Ethan Katzberg. It's another national record. It's like buses. Canada have been waiting for a national record for 15 years in this event, and Ethan Katzberg, the 21-year-old, delivers 2 in 2 days. 81 metres 25. Phew, yikes. Congratulations, Ethan Katzberg. Nowicki, pressure on. And to produce that 81 metre throw at this stage in the competition, there's not that much time for Wojciech Nowicki to gather his thoughts. Well, Ben Halas as well, how much will he be rowing the disallowed 81 metre throw? He's down in 3rd place now all of a sudden. Nowicki staring that hammer down. It's another throw in excess of 80 metres. I don't think it looks as far as Ethan Katzberg's effort. Nowicki is peppering that 81 metre mark. He's just below it. Wojciech Nowicki is always eyeballing that scoreboard, desperate to know what the mark is. This is the title he's missing from his locker. He's already the Olympic champion, he's already the European champion, he wants to be the world champion. It's 81 metres and 2 centimetres, good, but not good enough. Now, Ben Halas, the resolve this man has got to have was tremendous. He went out tremendously well in the first round, 80.82 to put the pressure on the field. Then a foul, then a throw that was measured over 81 metres and then disallowed. Responded really well with an 80 metres, 59 in the 4th round, but to go from gold position down to bronze for Halas will be frustrating. His home crowd right behind him, he stays in this circle, he likes it, it's still in the air, it's on the 80 metre mark, it's not enough. It's another good throw for Ben Halas though. Oh, this would be a first medal for Hungary here if Halas can keep himself in 3rd place, but he's shown flashes of brilliance here this evening in Budapest. Bronze will be fine, but we've been in the gold medal position for a couple of rounds. Bronze could feel frustrating for Halas. 79.94. He is 41 centimetres behind Pavel Fidek. That's 4th place. Michaela Kokkan will want more than that. He was 4th at the Olympics. He'll be desperate to get his first trip onto a global podium. Is he too desperate? That was a lot of effort that went into that throw. It didn't look that smooth. And he's below 80 metres for Michaela Kokkan. Best throw, 79.59, has been a season's best. It's going to be around about the same for Michaela Kokkan. Has been a good season though. I mentioned he was undefeated so far, 8 wins. That included the European Under-23 title in Espoo in Finland a few weeks ago. 79.52, very consistent from Kokkan, but he stays down in 5th place. So there's just one man left to reshuffle the podium. I haven't decided the order of that podium, but this man, Pavel Fidek, has been on every World Championship podium since 2011. Are we looking at the end of an era of dominance? Pavel Fidek with one effort left to make it 6 world titles. If we're honest, there's not been that form shown here. It was a good opening effort, but 3 fouls out of the next 4 throws. Pavel Fidek is going to need something absolutely phenomenal here. And I'm not sure that was it. It looked a little bit off balance. It's below the 80 metres. That is the end of Pavel Fidek's streak at the top. It's been absolutely phenomenal. 2011, 13, 15. Apologies, I'm getting my years muddled up. 11 was when he didn't win, so 13, 15, 17, 19, 22, all the way of Pavel Fidek of Poland. At this time, it's going to be just 4th place. Quick moment to share my favourite Fidek story ever was when he paid for his taxi after his celebratory night out in Beijing with his gold medal because he didn't have any money left. Fortunately, the taxi driver was very nice. He did return the gold medal to the Polish team and Pavel Fidek. But no medal wear for Fidek this time round. Now, Bence Halas, he knows he's got a medal, picked up at least a bronze here in front of the home crowd. That is fantastic. But can Bence Halas do a tiny bit more? It was bronze in Doha, 5th in Eugene, and at least bronze here in Budapest. Bence Halas searching for 20 more centimetres to get himself ahead of Volchitnovitsky. Oh, he's fallen out the front. It's a foul for Halas. We haven't seen the red flag here in the stadium, but they've seen the hammer fall down between before 80 metres, and they'll know that's the very best they're going to get from Halas. And still a brilliant bronze medal for the Hungarian, the first medal for the host nation. They will celebrate that all night long, I'm sure. Halas might rue what else there was in the locker here, but he's up against some high quality athletes. And Volchitnovitsky is the Olympic champion. Ethan Katzberg, perhaps a surprise package here of the World Championships in the gold medal position as well. But Halas, it could have been a lot worse. And he does get another trip up to the podium. Now, Volchitnovitsky, I mentioned, a reigning Olympic champion, reigning European champion. Silver medal in Eugene last year. Had to give way to Pavel Fidek this year. At the moment in 2nd place. Ethan Katzberg, the Canadian, in gold. Volchitnovitsky with one last effort here is just over 80 metres. The graphic on our screen firmly suggests that's not further enough, and to the naked eye as I look out across the infield here at the National Athletics Arena, it isn't. It's going to be silver for Novitsky. His quest to become world champion is going to have to be delayed to Tokyo 2025. Paris Olympics next year. If Novitsky have his work cut out to defend that title, this was a tremendous opportunity for him to hold all 3 titles available to him, and it has slipped away. 81 metres and 2 centimetres, and that makes Ethan Katzberg of Canada, at the age of 21, the new world champion. What is going through his mind? It's been a good series from Katzberg to go out to another national record with his 5th round effort, 81.25. It's been a huge couple of days for Katzberg, totally rewriting his lifetime best. Has he got any composure left? What can he do here in the final round? He's got his arms aloft, he's cheering it on. It's another throw in excess of 80 metres. Could he possibly have thrown his 3rd national record of the World Championships? 81.25 in the 5th round. Ethan Katzberg having the night of his life after the morning of his life yesterday morning. It's going to make big, big headlines for Canada. They love their track and field over in Canada, and Ethan Katzberg has spoiled the European party. I mentioned there was a top 5 in Eugene, entirely composed of the European nations, and Ethan Katzberg putting North America back on the map. Bragging rights can't quite go the way of the North American women, and they can't stay with Cameron Rogers, the silver medalist from Canada last time round in Eugene, because Canada now have a world champion in the form of Ivan Henriksson. Bence Halas wrapped with the Hungarian flag there, celebrating his bronze medal.
Yes, it's awesome.
And Ethan Katzberg, he's done what they do in Wimbledon. He's climbed all the way into the stand to get right alongside his coach there. And it's Dylan Armstrong, shot putter from Canada, Took a bronze medal in the 2008 Olympics, silver at the 2011 and 2013 World Championships. So to have someone like Dylan Armstrong in your team is phenomenal. That's a wonderful moment for Dylan Armstrong and Ethan Katzberg. Nowitzki saying this was a good competition. It seems very level-headed, Wojciech Nowitzki. He'll know there was an opportunity here to take the gold medal. His world leading mark, 81.72, thrown back at the Oslo Diamond League in June. It's further than 81.11 of Ethan Katzberg, but also Wojciech Nowitzki has been around for long enough to know you cannot take a world leading mark and assume that that's going to convert to a gold medal. And instead it's another trip to the podium for the Polish athlete. Here's the final results confirmed for the men's hammer throw. A national record, a gold medal for the 21-year-old Ethan Katzberg from Canada, 81.25. And the names behind him have got massive accolades on their CVs. Wojciech Nowitzki is the Olympic champion. He came into the event as the world lead, but he's had to settle for another silver, matching his result from Eugene last year, 81 metres and 2 centimetres for the Polish athlete. And it's a brilliant first medal for the host nation. And Bence Halas in third place with the best throw of 80 metres 72. And there is the full result down to 11th and 12th as well.